The previous few years have seen Subway stores cope with growing pains, diminishing sales, and a PR problem including legal issues for Jared Fogle, the company's former spokesman. The U.S. sandwich firm throughout the recent years has been closing hundreds of stores all over. But things haven't always been this way. Subway saw remarkable growth over the 1980s, 1990s, and early 2000s, growing to become the largest fast food chain in the world. In 1965, a nuclear physicist named Peter Buck and a college student named Fred DeLuca founded Pete's Super Submarines. Yes, Subway's was first named Pete's Super Submarines, in Bridgeport, Connecticut. The store sold 312 sandwiches for less than $1 each on opening day. The store's two founders changed its name to Subway in 1968. By 1974, the company had 16 shops throughout Connecticut. The BMT sandwich, billed as the biggest, meatiest, tastiest sandwich, and the snack, which later evolved into the 6-inch sandwich we know today, were the chain's two most popular items at the time. Subway is one of the cheapest brands to franchise, with startup costs of $116,000 to $263,000 to open a Subway. For instance, opening a McDonald's costs anywhere from $1 million to $2.2 million. As a result, Subway rapidly expanded both domestically and internationally. In 1990, Subway established its 5,000th location as the firm concentrated on setting up franchises in unconventional locations. Subway opened eateries in convenience stores, truck stops, rest areas, and even gas stations. It was able to fast spread thanks to its anywhere and everywhere mentality. The importance of health to many Americans increased in the 1990s and the early 2000s, thus Subway promoted itself as a healthier option. As the nation's attention on diets increased, the firm highlighted its health benefits. In 1997, Subway launched a marketing campaign that highlighted its 7 low-fat sandwiches and contrasted them with the burgers and tacos offered by rival fast food businesses. Subway overtook McDonald's as the largest restaurant chain in the U.S. by number of locations in 2002 by understanding the priorities of many Americans. Jared Fogle, who claimed to have shed a large portion of his 425-pound weight by eating Subway sandwiches, was first introduced to the U.S. by Subway in 2000. In advertisements, Fogle frequently appeared holding up his old jeans to demonstrate how much weight he has lost. The campaign was so effective that after the first commercial aired, sales increased by 20%. As money became a top concern for many U.S. consumers during the 2008 crisis, Subway concentrated its marketing efforts on the $5 footlong. The initiative was created in response to the need for more affordable food options among Americans. In 2014, everything started to alter. Sales at Subway decreased by 3% in 2014. The business concentrated on the number of restaurants rather than the location. As a result, franchises started opening up just a few blocks apart, leading to competition within the same business. When Fogle, the former face of the firm, entered a guilty plea to certain explicit charges that cannot be discussed here, Subway suffered a serious setback. That November, he received a sentence of over 16 years in prison. Subway severed relations with Fogle and removed any references to him from their website and social media pages. From $11.5 billion in 2015, sales decreased to $11.3 billion in 2016. In reaction, the corporation shut down stores, and its number of outlets decreased by 359 globally. Sales at Subway fell by $210 million to $10.2 billion in 2019, and the firm also closed 1,000 more locations. Like other chains, Subway saw a huge decline in customers at the start of the coronavirus pandemic and was forced to change how it served them. Since the restaurant had fewer drive-thrus than its rivals, 600 as opposed to 13,000 at McDonald's, it is more difficult to service customers who prefer to retain their distance. In September 2020, some franchisees voiced their concerns that Subway wanted them to return to business as usual. Subway reported in February that sales in the U.S. increased steadily during 2021. In a significant advertising campaign that features athletes Tom Brady and Steph Curry, Subway has been promoting new sandwiches including the Turkey Cali Fresh and All-American Club. Franchisees, however, also voiced displeasure with the campaign's hiring of soccer star Megan Rapinoe, whose alleged anti-American beliefs offended several clients. According to reports, Subway CEO John Chidsey is reportedly becoming more demanding of his franchisees, mandating that they remain open for 13 hours per day, 7 days per week, in order to collect breakfast, lunch, and supper sales. That adds up to 91 hours a week versus the 80-hour weeks that is averaged by many, according to sources. One franchisee who asked for anonymity told the Post, "Go ahead and grab my keys, adding that he is only available for business 78 hours a week. The chain's total number of U.S. stores has decreased by a startling 22% from reaching a peak of 27,129 on January 1, 2016. According to federal statistics, there has been a fall of 22% in New York just during the last 3 years. Well, this was the journey of Subway. Hope you liked the video, and I will see you on the next one.